Late again, Dr. Upton. The waiting room's already half full. 2 limps and a diarrhea.
Oh. Morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. I only saw 2 limps.
Oh, the other one had to dash off.
Dr. Collier down yet?
No, dear. How you can put up with them beats me. Him and his lardy-dar friend on the floor up there. Do you know what I found on Dr. Stuart Thing's chair the other day? Ladies' underwear. It's not like that when Dr. Griffin's here. A gentleman he is. He hides it away. Here, you never told me what Dr. Griffin went into hospital for. His ears or his throat, I expect. He was always worried about them.
Neither.
Of course, it could have been his bladder. He was always waiting for that to go.
Well, it didn't.
Don't tell me it was something he didn't think he had.
Actually, it was an ulcer from worrying too much about his health.
Well, I never. Fancy that.
Thank you, Mrs. Lacey. Paul?
Yes?
I'm starting surgery.
Oh, good. The way my head feels, I need a doctor.
Great. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Lacey, if any mail arrives from me, try and make sure the other 2 don't see it.
Oh, yes. Plain brown envelopes, postmarked Sweden.
No, nothing like that. You see, actually, I've advertised for a new locum to replace Dr. Collier, only I haven't told him yet. Okay?
You can trust me, Dr. Upton. I'm very dependable.
God, cleaners. They never touch a room unless it's spotless to start with. Oh, great. Right.
Well, what have we got this morning? A nice list of collywobbles, bunions, and... whatever.
You're late.
Well, you were late first.
Well, I happened to have 3 night calls while you 2 were snoring your heads off.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mike. You should have woken him.
Yes, he's quite right. You should have woken him.
Now listen, Paul. When your uncle went into hospital, he left me in charge of this practice.
I knew it. Megalomania. Always starts like this, you know. Today, Harrow. Tomorrow, the world.
This is nothing to do with you, Dick. I'm paying Paul to help me out here. You're just a non-paying guest.
Oh, be fair, Mike. He's doing a lot for the practice.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
I'm helping him.
You're supposed to be helping me.
We are
helping you.
Right, if you're helping me, would you do this list of rounds? And, Dick, perhaps you give me a hand in surgery this morning.
Dick's coming out with me this morning.
On the rounds?
Yes, and then we're going into London.
Yes, we're going to try and get you some new patients.
Some what? What are you going to do, drive along the street and throw bricks at passers-by? It's not patients I need, it's doctors.
All right, we'll throw bricks at a few doctors.
No, what we're trying to do is give the Griffin practice a new image. We've got all sorts of schemes.
It's all right, Mike. I'll do the list first.
Well, would you send the first patient in as you go?
Yeah, OK. Oh, Mike, what I was saying just now about giving the practice a new image, well, you'll probably be having some visitors this morning.
Who?
He already has. Bye, Mike.
Oh, has he? Oh, bye, Mike.
Oh, Mike. You don't mind if we're not back till tomorrow night, do you?
What?
Good lad. Got a lot to do, you know.
You'll be all right. You won't be on your own. Bye, Mike.
listen.
No, you'll be
Bye.
OK. Bye, Mike.
First patient, please.
About time!
First? Shoving you can.
You don't have to keep people waiting.
Oh, I fancy that.
Just a minute. Who's first?
Me.
No, you weren't, you old boot.
It's me.
Be quiet!
Oh.
Masterful with it.
Now, what seems to be the trouble? You?
Your boss said I could have a job here as his receptionist.
My boss?
Yeah, you know, the tall, distinguished one, with hot breath and clammy hands.
No, it wasn't. It was a little bloke who gets drunk and cries on your shoulder.
I might have known. Well, I'm afraid there's been a mistake.
What do you mean, a mistake? I was promised £12 a week and a room here in case he needed me in a hurry.
He said I was going to be a tangible asset, image-wise.
Yes.
Look, I don't care what promises were made behind the bell and compasses or whatever it was that whoever it was did whatever he did. Is that clear?
No.
I mean, there is no job. I do not need a receptionist.
Well, of all the lousy lies!
It's not your game.
You're going to go in.
Just a minute.
Really have.
Mrs. Lacey! Help!
You're not getting to
Have they gone?
Yes. And those 2 limps got fed up waiting. They hobbled off. Still, give you time to read these.
Ah, some applications at last.
Oh, good. Tell you what, as there's no patience, I'll have a dust round.
Well, this one's from the Reverend N.J. Ramgutra, Bachelor of Medicine, Darjeeling. Failed.
Oh, I don't fancy him. He'll have the place full of God's word and buffalo heads.
Let's hope this one's a bit better. Dear Dr. Upton, having been a patient at Riverdale Rest Home for 3 years, I have gained amazing insight into medical matters. It was there that I formulated my theory that the root of all illness lies in a special place somewhere between the tip and the base of... I would welcome the opportunity of putting my theory to the test on some live patients. Well, not really, won't.
Oh, dear, is these the only ones you've had?
Yes, let's hope the next one's better.
Do I intrude?
Oh, Dr. Bellinger.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Lacey. Oh, this must be young Dr. Upton.
Yes, that's right.
How are you coping, then?
Oh, he's managing very well, Dr. Bellinger. A bit rushed, but... well, I'll just go and finish off in the other surgery.
Oh, thank you. I'm an old friend of Dr. Griffin. Tell me, how is he?
Well, he's progressing nicely, thanks. Dr. Bellinger, what can I do for you?
Yes. Well, I'll come straight to the point. Last night I went to see The Sound of Music.
Oh?
And you know, in the middle of the show, something happened which shocked and appalled me.
Well, Julie Andrews affects different people in different ways.
I was referring, Dr. Upton, to the message that was flashed on the screen. It said Dr. Upton is required urgently in the foyer.
Oh, well, perhaps I was.
Yes, but you were required equally urgently in the foyer of the Palace Theatre on Friday night. And also in the foyer of the Scala Theatre on Saturday night. And according to my information, you were required equally urgently on all 3 consecutive performances of the ABC Miners Matinee.
But that's impossible. I mean, what
this looks very much like a campaign of advertising.
Oh, no, the idiots.
You realise, of course, Dr. Upton, that this is highly unethical.
Yes, of course it is. It's my junior partner. He's a bit over-enthusiastic. I'm trying to replace him.
Yes, well, I felt I had to warn you about this. You know, you never know what it can lead to. You might find yourself suddenly naked on the underground.
Well, I don't think it could lead to that. But, you wouldn't happen to know of somebody who could give me a hand here, could you?
No, I can't say I do. I'd gladly give you a hand myself if it weren't for the birds. Well, I've taken to breeding budgerigars. No, I'm very sorry I can't help you, you know, but... Oh, dear me, it's got much later than I thought it was. You'll excuse me, I have to dash.
Yes, of course.
Well, you will excuse me, won't you?
Thank you for calling.
Oh, running off so soon, Dr. Bellinger.
Yes, I have to rush off. Goodbye and take care.
Here, I just found another letter in my penny.
Really? Oh, it's probably from an 80-year-old certified dwarf who believes that black magic is the answer to... Dear Dr. Upton, qualified from the City in general, held an appointment at St. Bartholomew's, anxious to gain experience in general practice, yours sincerely, Dr. N. Barrington, M.B., B.C.H., Oxford? That's it, Mrs. Lacey. He's the one. I'll get him down here as soon as possible.
Well, where are you going to put him, then? You can't put him in Dr. Griffin's room. You know what he's like about visitors' germs. I'm not fumigating that room again.
Well, he can have a spare bed in my room. Paul and Dick will have gone by then.
Oh, told them, have you?
Well, not exactly. They're away. I'll tell them tomorrow night when they get back. Dear sir, the job is yours. Please come as quickly as possible. Huh? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Mrs. Barber, but I'm afraid it's been a hell of a morning, and my partner doesn't get back till tonight. But I'm sure it'll be all right now.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, and tell your husband to be more careful with his bow and arrow.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Upton, I presume?
Yes, but I'm afraid...
Perhaps you care to come for a spin with me, sir?
What?
In your car, sir?
But I haven't got a car.
Which is presumably, sir, why you have purchased this one, sir.
That's not mine. I couldn't possibly afford that.
But your partners, sir, they assure me that...
Partners?
Yes, sir, the tall, distinguished gentleman and a smaller one...
Who gets drunk and cries on your shoulder?
Well, I really wouldn't know much about that, sir. But they did have the foresight, sir, to realise just what a Rolls-Royce could do for your image as a doctor, sir.
Oh, yes, I'd look great driving up to the bankruptcy court. They cost thousands.
Well, it may seem like a lot of money, sir, but just look at what you are getting. The thoroughbred of British motoring, sir. Glide through the traffic in complete luxury. Be the envy of all who see you. It's a dream, sir. A dream.
It is. It is. Forever, as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't even make a down payment on the hubcaps. You'll have to take it back.
Take it back, sir? Buckingham Palace Motors have not taken back a Rolls-Royce since the last cabinet reshuffle.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't have it, and that's fine.
I'll have you know I've driven this bloody great tank all the way from Hammersmith. Stuck in traffic jams, being stared at by everybody. It was a bloody nightmare! What am I going to tell them back at the garage?
Not bad. Well, it wasn't bad.
I thought I'd find you here. Now look, you two.
What are you drinking, Mike?
A lager.
A lager, right.
Now look, you.
Lager, please.
Paul, what was that Rolls Royce doing at the practice?
That was quick. We only ordered it this afternoon.
Well, why did you order it at all? You know we can't afford it.
But we will when we get all those lovely private patients.
What private patients?
The ones we'll get when we're seen driving round in the Rose. Hey, Dick, the Rose has arrived.
Oh, great. How do you like it, Mike? Image-wise?
I've sent it back.
What?
You never give anything a chance, Mike. I mean, look at those receptionists.
They were scrubbers with no experience.
That's a contradiction in terms, Mike.
Anyway, what about those cinema ads? Are you trying to get me struck off?
Yes. No, of course not. Look, Mike, two friends of mine have just arrived. Will you excuse me for a minute? I'll keep them hot until you're ready, Paul.
Chippy, you're obviously not taking this seriously at all.
Oh, that's not quite true, Mike. I mean, after all, I did help you with the rounds yesterday.
Oh, well, thank you very much. After all, that is what I'm paying you for. Actually, Paul, I've something rather important to tell you. You see, well, I've thought this matter over a great deal, and I know we're good friends and all that, but, well, you've not really been much help pulling your weight, and, well, I've got somebody to replace you.
Pardon?
You know what I've been saying.
Yes, I have, but don't mention it, Mike. Anything to help out an old friend.
Oh, it's useless trying to talk to you in here. See me when you get back.
Come on, Paul, look,
Hello.
this is Marilyn and Carol.
Don't sit down, Marilyn.
This is Carol, this is Marilyn.
Dinner in oven, lady in surgery, Mrs. Lacey. No, not a receptionist. Look, I'm terribly sorry, but to have wasted your time, but I'm afraid there's been some misunderstanding. I don't need any help.
Oh, but I was led to believe...
Yes, I'm sorry. So were a lot of others, but I'm sorry. I hope it hasn't wasted your evening.
Well, I don't quite understand. You are Dr. Upton.
Yes?
Well, you wrote me a letter. Dear Sir, I'm Dr. Barrington. Yes, Nicky Barrington.
But why didn't you tell me you were a woman?
Oh, would it have made any difference?
No, but you should have told me. I mean, dear sir.
Oh, it's happened before. I just hoped you weren't one of the old school who believe that women are all right for washing out a bedpan but shouldn't be trusted with a scalpel.
No, I don't think like that. Are you very keen on surgery?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's what I hope to specialise in eventually. After I've had some experience in general practice, of course.
Well, that's my ambition, too. Have you taken your primary yet?
Oh, yes, I got that before I went to Bart's. But I'm sure I'll find this quite a challenge.
Yes, that's a very professional attitude.
Well, we are professionals.
Oh, yes, quite. The oldest profession in the world. Well, the second oldest. Well, do you think you'll be happy working under me? Alongside me? How about some more tea?
Yes, I'd love some.
Right, shall be a moment.
Don't blame me.
Oh, I know. 6 Camparis all.
What a bloody waste of time. I didn't know they were on a coach trip.
Do you know they only came in the pub because they were bursting for a pee? No wonder Upton was in a hurry to get back.
Not a leading question. What are you doing here?
I've just got a job with Dr. Upton.
Ooh, the cagey devil.
No wonder he threw out all our applicants, eh?
Now look, have you got some hot pants?
No.
Ah, well, get some. And bend over a lot. The patients like that. And you're pretty safe with the arthritic ones. They can't make a grab at you. See? What's your name?
Barrington.
Yeah.
Dr. Nicky Barrington.
What?
Paul and Dick, I've made you some tea to drink out here.
What about her?
You will excuse us for a moment, won't you?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She's a doctor.
Out.
What's she doing here?
She's, come to work here.
What, with us?
No, with me.
Oh, we get one each. Great. I want to work.
You've hardly been working at all. That's why she's here.
Hey?
Paul, I think he's trying to tell you something.
Yes, Paul?
Yes?
Paul?
She's my replacement, isn't she?
No. Yes. Well, no, not exactly. She's just taken your job.
You've sacked me.
Yes.
My uncle won't like this when he hears.
Oh, he has heard. He liked it.
After all we've done for him.
All you've done for me is caused me a lot of trouble, endless embarrassment, and nearly had us both struck off.
But you can't sack me. I've got him to support. We've got nowhere to go.
Well, that's not my problem. You should have thought of that before.
Right. Right, well, that's it then, isn't it? That's it.
Yes.
Right. That's it. Nothing more to be said then, is there?
No.
Right. That's it. Well, you can keep your tea. And you can have your Lone Ranger pyjamas back too.
Oh, well.
I'm, terribly sorry about that.
My predecessor didn't take kindly to being fired then.
No. Oh, you heard?
I couldn't really help it. Wouldn't it have been wiser to have dismissed him before I arrived?
Yes, I did try, but he wasn't listening. Perhaps I ought to go after them and patch it up.
Yes, good idea.
Then you don't mind if I leave you here for a few minutes? There's a cup of tea here and some biscuits. Well, dinner's in the oven.
It's all right. I'm not that hungry. Oh, by the way,
Yes?
do you really have a pair of Lone Ranger pyjamas?
Marvellous, isn't it? We tried like hell to improve that practice.
Image-wise?
Yes, image-wise. And what does he do? He sacks us.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't sack me.
Well, he sacked me. Sacked me. Me, sacked.
Oh, I'm glad I found you both. What are you drinking?
We wouldn't take a drink off you, Upton.
A pint, please, Mac.
Right.
Backstabber.
Being a bit melodramatic, aren't you?
Oh, so what? He's only come round here to try and get round us. I mean, I know what it'll be next. Are you sure you won't have a drink, Paul? I'd hate this to break up our friendship.
Here we are, Dick.
Ah, cheers, Mike.
Great. Are you sure you won't have a drink, Paul? I'd hate this to break up our friendship.
You should have thought of that before you threw us out. I mean, not only do you sack me, but you replaced me with a woman.
So?
Well, you didn't have a woman when I was there.
I didn't need a woman while you were there.
No, now's your chance.
I still resent being shoved out by a woman.
Man, woman, what's the difference?
No, she's versatile, that
Look, I don't understand you two. What's wrong with women doctors? She's very competent.
I dare say, but have you thought of the problems?
What problems?
You meet us here tomorrow night, then we'll see how you feel about her.
Oh, you're just trying to worry me. Sour grapes, that's all. I needed a doctor, and now I've got one. There won't be any problems.
Oh, Dr. Upton, you did give me a start. What are you doing, sleeping down here?
Well, I couldn't very well sleep up there last night, could I?
Well, I can't say I blame, after what I've just seen up there. Ladies' underwear's obviously not enough for Mr. La-di-da. He's taken to using lipstick and scent now. You were lucky to get out when you did.
No, Mrs. Lacey, they're Dr. Barrington. She's in our room now.
Oh, not the lady I let in last night?
That's right. The others have gone away. She's a new locum. What's the time?
Nearly 9.
Oh, my God, I'll be late starting surgery.
Morning. Sleep well?
Yes, fine.
Well, I'll go and bring you both a cup of tea.
Good idea, Mrs. Lacey. We can start surgery a few minutes later.
There's no need for that. I'll begin on my own if you like.
Well, I'd like to have a short chat with you first, if I may. Show you the ropes, explain how we deal with patients here.
Well, I have dealt with patients of the city in general.
Ah, yes, but we do have one or two difficult ones. For example, if you get Mrs. Hughes, Mr. Shepherd, or Mrs. Wainwright, you better pass them on to me. Especially Mrs. Wainwright. She'll never say what's worrying her.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah. Oh, and if you have any other problems, door is always open. Ah, it's not, is it? Ah. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Ah, Mrs. Hughes. There's a new lady doctor. Just a slight hitch. Leave it a moment. Well, don't worry, Mr. Barber, it's not too serious. But you must be more careful with your bow and arrow. Well, there we are, that's the lot. How was it for you this morning? Bit hectic?
No, not too bad. Not as bad as the city in general.
Oh, good. Well, that's about as busy as we get. I think I bore the brunt of it myself.
Oh, thank you. How many did you see?
Oh, about a dozen. And you?
17.
Ah. Well, I did take Mrs. Hughes and Mr. Shepherd off your hands, and luckily Mrs. Wainwright didn't call in today. If she had done, she'd have taken ages.
Oh, but I saw her. I thought you said she was secretive. Well, I found her very chatty. She was just a bit worried about the change of life. She seemed quite glad to get it off her chest.
Well, you seem to have fitted quite a lot in this morning.
Well, I tried to be efficient, but some of them will ramble on for hours, won't they? I had one old boy who tried to draw me into an argument about the passing of steam.
The passing of what?
Steam. Steam engine.
Oh, yes. Oh, that'll be old Grimshaw. Did he tell you about his model of the Snowdonian Mountain Railway?
Oh, no, I didn't let him get that far.
Ah. Well, some of them do like a chat, particularly the older ones. I mean, you can be too brisk with them.
Well, at the city in general, if we spent more than 10 minutes with one patient, we were accused of holding a vigil.
Yes, but in general practice, you can afford to be a bit more relaxed, you know.
Oh, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep barging in on me to see if everything's all right. It's not really necessary, you know. It tends to make the patients lose confidence in me. I was left alone with the patients at
the city in general. Yes, quite. Well, I'm sorry.
Yes, well, I'll go and get changed, and then we can be off on the route.
Well, there's really no need to rush. We don't usually get started until...
Mike's late. I wonder if he's going to show up.
Oh, I should think so. If she lets him out, that is. She's probably reorganised the whole practice by now. You know what women doctors can be like.
I expect Mike does by now.
Can I get anybody a drink?
No, I wouldn't hear of it. Paul's in the chair.
Oh.
We're celebrating, you know.
Oh?
Yes, I've got a job.
Really?
We were kipping down at St Swithin's last night. I bumped into Bingham.
Oh,
and,
God.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But he told me about this assistant surgeon's job. So I start next week.
That's very good.
Yeah, great. By the way, Mike, I just want to say, no hard feelings. About yesterday, I mean, you were quite right. We did take advantage. Shall we let bygones be bygones?
Yes, of course.
Ah. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
There you are, Mike. I expect you can use that, eh?
You can say that again.
I expect you can use that, eh?
Now, that's better. I'm worn out.
Good. Is she?
She's absolute hell. We did the rounds in her car, and she flew round that housing estate. We nearly visited Mrs. Phillips twice. The 2 enemas in 20 minutes would have finished it. And if she mentions the city in general again, I'll... Anyway, I left her reorganising the filing system. That was 8 minutes ago. She's probably finished by now.
Well, you don't have to keep her on, you know, if you don't want to.
No, why don't you give her the push?
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Why not? It wouldn't be the first time.
I know, but, well, she's... I mean... Well, no, I just couldn't.
Huh?
Well, she's not... I mean, well, probably both, well, in fact, she's really rather...
I see.
Well, anyway, she'll be good for the practice. Image-wise.
Oh.